Hello and welcome to God Winging It with me, Roger Michael Klang. Today I'm going to I'm going to speak to you about China. China is a country with a leadership that looks very far back in the past and very far in the future into the future. They have the whole spectrum, the past and the future. And they look further into the future than Trump does. He doesn't look much into the future. He doesn't have the capacity to do that. Well, he looks into the future, but only for the what he's going to win in the next business deal or transaction or whatever. But not very much otherwise. I don't think so. He can, of course, he can see into the future a little bit, but he doesn't think 200 years into the future, or 300, or 400, or 1,000 years into the future, like I do. Uh, and well, China in September 2025 held an 80-year anniversary end of World War II. And Xi Jinping uh, held a military parade display with honorable guests Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong Un. That's his only friends, actually. And Xi said back then, like he said this: the rejuvenation of the nation of China is inevitable, and humanity's strive for peace and development will be victorious. Okay? So, what is he really saying? He's saying that the future belongs to only the Chinese nation, i.e., his ethnic group, and to a lesser extent, also a few subservient nations, i.e., Russia and North Korea. And that therefore, China's strive for peace and development, and you should here read exerted Chinese imperial world policies, as the only humans on earth, I presume, is going to force Chinese hegemony on everyone else in the near future. Okay, so that's what he's saying with the rejuvenation of the nation of China is inevitable, and humanity's strive for peace and development will be victorious. Humanity is Chinese, nothing else, and to a lesser extent, Russian and North Korea, in his eyes. What is he planning then? Well, in the long term, I mean, really long term, like 200 years into the future, but he probably envisions it earlier, but I don't think he will be able to accomplish it within the next 200 years, but maybe after that. That's what it was like in the Viking era. He couldn't accomplish it. I mean, the Mongols couldn't accomplish what they did 200 years following the or so 300 years or so from the Viking era and the Roman Empire's fall of grace. But Afghanistan, what does Afghanistan mean for China? It's just a grain storage and stepping stone before a coming campaign in Eastern and Central Europe via Iran and the Turkish Straits. I wouldn't like to be an Afghan man when that day comes, maybe 200, 300 years from now. But the United States is not an invasion goal. It never has been. Not for China. Especially, not for anyone, but not for China. Especially since it is a major nuclear weapons nation, the United States. But Europe ultimately is an invasion goal, just like it was for the Mongols 800 years ago. The famous American author Mark Twain once said, and not everything coming from America is bad. Mark Twain had some good thoughts, very good thoughts. He said, history doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme. Uh, and That's about what I have for today. I'm not going to be long. You heard me? So, Roger and out.